We are so thankful to God our Creator that there was a time in our history where countries decided to separate the church from the state or the government. Because in that era, if you are well aware and have been studying your history, that era was one of the most darkest and evil history that humanity has ever seen. The time where the church was both the church and also the government or the state. And they did a lot of evil things we can ever imagine, all in the name of God. They did that claiming that they are doing that in the name of God. But that's how evil was that time. But we are very blessed that God decided to intervene and inspire and enlighten leaders in those countries to decide and created a law to separate the church from the state. Because as you know, and as they say, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And that is what actually happened in that time when the church was both the church and also the state. And today we are seeing what is happening around the world, that there are some people, that evil force resurfacing and reappearing, and they are using human bodies and some of the leaders in the world today to try to drag us back into that time. They are trying to control, they are trying to influence what is happening in the government. They are trying to regain that power that they used to have in the past. And as we have known throughout history, having that absolute power, they were able to do a lot of mass killings around the world. They colonized other countries. They destroyed many causes. And I don't know about you, for those of you who are watching, do you still want us to go back to that time? And if you are men watching, imagining going back to that era, you are staying with your family, your wife and children in your home peacefully, and then the followers or the soldiers of this spiritual psychopath appears at your doorstep, taking away your wife and children, torturing all of you. They rape your wife and children and kill all of you. Imagine if we are going back to that era. We don't want that. And it's important that you learn and study about our history so that you are aware of those things. Because we are seeing that starting to happen today in those beliefs who are trying to force other people to be converted into their belief. And if you don't want to join them or agree with what they are saying and what they want to do, they'll become violent. They'll assault other people, all in the name of their faith. But that bad history can repeat itself if you are not well aware and if you don't study, not only to understand your own belief, but also try to understand other beliefs as well. Because when you are too stuck and so blind within your own beliefs, you'll come to a point where you think, where you believe that whatever belief you are part of is superior than any other beliefs. And then, with your own conviction, you think that you need other people to be converted into your belief, thinking it is superior than others. But that can only happen if you're not well aware, if you're not well informed, and really study the history of your own belief and also try to understand other beliefs as well. So as I look around to what has been happening in different countries and how supporters of these beliefs are still trying to get into government and try to influence the laws influence the decision makings. What they are doing is not something new. The same evil forces in the past who used faith or did what they did in the name of God, they are now reappearing. The same forces are still reappearing, and they are now trying to crawl back into the government, trying to make that merge, to bring both the church and the government under the same control. But we do not want that to happen again, because if they can be able to do it again, then I won't be surprised that we will see the same evil and dark history that we have witnessed throughout our history. So keep them and remain in their separateness. Keep separating them, the church from the state or the government. In that way, they don't have the absolute power. We still have that check and balance in place to ensure that absolute powers do not corrupt absolutely.